Qur'an chapter 4, verse 34. These numbers and letters cast a long shadow. Over centuries, this verse has been taken out of context, twisted, and used to justify the unthinkable. Some have claimed it permits men to harm women. This is a grave misunderstanding, a distortion of the Qur'an's beautiful message of equality and respect. This essay will unveil the true meaning of Qur'an 434, revealing its message of balance, responsibility, and the pursuit of harmony within families. The misinterpretations of this verse have caused real pain. Women have been made to feel inferior, controlled, and afraid. Men have been burdened with an inaccurate expectation of dominance. This is not the Islam we know. The Quran is a book of guidance, mercy, and justice. It calls for love, compassion, and mutual respect between all people. We must return to the true spirit of Islam, to the Quran's message of peace and understanding. By carefully examining the language and context of Qur'an 434, we can begin to heal the wounds caused by years of misinterpretation. We can reclaim its true meaning, a call for responsibility, understanding, and the pursuit of harmony in our relationships. Let us embark on this journey of rediscovering the beauty and wisdom of the Quran together. Let us dispel the darkness of misunderstanding with the light of knowledge and compassion. At its heart, Islam is about balance. Just as day gives way to night and the seasons flow seamlessly into one another, so too does life require a delicate equilibrium. This principle of balance underpins all aspects of Islamic teachings, including relationships between men and women. Qur'an 4:34 is not about asserting superiority or control. It is about recognizing the different yet equally important roles that individuals play in building strong, loving families and communities. Just as the sun and moon each have their own unique qualities, contributing to the balance of our world, so too do men and women bring their unique strengths to a relationship. The Quran uses specific Arabic words to convey these roles, words that have often been misunderstood and mistranslated. By carefully unpacking the true meanings of these words, we can begin to understand the verse's deeper message. This is not about forcing people into rigid boxes. It is about recognizing that we all have different talents and inclinations. When these differences are acknowledged and respected, they create a beautiful tapestry of human experience, enriching our lives and strengthening our communities. The Arabic word Rijāl is often translated simply as men. However, this translation fails to capture the depth and nuance of its meaning. Rijāl refers not just to biological males, but to those who embody the qualities of responsibility, strength, and leadership. A Rajul is someone who takes on burdens willingly, who protects and provides for those under their care. It is a role earned through action and character, not simply granted by birth. A man can be biologically male without being a true Rajul. And importantly, women can also embody the qualities of Rijāl, stepping into roles of leadership and responsibility within their families and communities. The Quran recognizes that true strength lies not in dominance, but in service and protection. A true Rajul is not driven by ego or the need for control, but by a deep sense of responsibility for the well-being of others. They lead with compassion, understanding, and a willingness to serve. This understanding of Rijāl shifts the focus from gender to character. It challenges us to look beyond simplistic categories and recognize the potential for leadership and responsibility in all people, regardless of their gender, Just as Rijāl encompasses more than just biological men, so too does the Arabic word Nisā hold a deeper meaning than simply women. Nisā speaks to the qualities of receptivity, nurturing, and intuition. Those who embody Nisā are the caregivers, the peacemakers, the keepers of tradition and wisdom. They nurture growth, foster connection, and create a sense of belonging. These qualities are not limited to women, of course, but they are often more naturally expressed by those who identify as female. The Qur'an recognizes the profound strength in these qualities. It elevates the role of caregiver, acknowledging the vital importance of nurturing and compassion in building a just and loving society. This understanding of Nisā challenges us to move beyond stereotypes and appreciate the unique strengths that women bring to the world. It reminds us that true power lies not just in might, but also in love, compassion, and the ability to nurture life in all its forms. Perhaps no word in this verse has been more misconstrued than qawamun. Often translated as in charge or head, this word has been used to justify male dominance and control within relationships. However, the true meaning of qawamun is far more nuanced. It comes from the Arabic root word qama, which means to rise, to stand firm, to uphold, to sustain. A qawam is someone who provides support, who stands firm in the face of challenges, who protects and guides those entrusted to their care. This guardianship is not about power or control. It is about responsibility, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to the well-being of the family. A true qawam leads with love, understanding, and a deep respect for the needs and feelings of their partner. Understanding the true meaning of qawamun dismantles the notion of male dominance. It reminds us that true leadership is about service, protection, and creating a safe and loving environment for everyone to thrive. Qur'an chapter 4 verse 34 states that God has fadala some over others. This word, often translated as preferred or given more, has further fueled the misinterpretation of the verse as promoting male superiority. However, the word fadala does not signify inherent superiority. In the context of the verse, fadala refers to the specific responsibilities and burdens that come with the role of qawamun. It acknowledges that those who take on the mantle of protector and provider will inevitably face greater challenges and sacrifices. This distinction is not about gender, but about the weight of responsibility. It recognizes that those who shoulder the burden of leadership are entrusted with a sacred duty, one that requires strength, resilience, and unwavering commitment. The Quran emphasizes that this distinction is earned through action and character, not inherited through birthright. True leadership, in the eyes of God, is not a matter of gender, but of piety, compassion, and unwavering dedication to justice and righteousness. Quran chapter 4 verse 34 also speaks of nushuz, which, is often translated as disobedience. This word, however, really encompasses a much broader concept. Nushuz refers to any form of disharmony or discord within a lawful partnership. It can show up as a breakdown in communication, maybe some emotional distance, or even a lack of respect for each other's needs and boundaries. The Quran recognizes that conflict is, honestly, a natural part of any relationship. It doesn't condemn nushuz as an unforgivable sin, but instead, it offers a framework for addressing it with compassion and understanding. The verse outlines 3 steps for dealing with nushus, starting with sincere communication, then, if necessary, a temporary physical separation between the two, and finally, seeking reconciliation through dialogue and compromise. These steps really emphasize the importance of patience, empathy, and a willingness to work towards healing the relationship. It's about recognizing that a partnership is built on mutual respect, understanding, and a shared commitment to growth. Perhaps the most controversial phrase in this verse is wadribuhunna, but in the law of Haqq, there is no permission for abuse. None. The root is drb, and it does not mean to hit. It means to set forth, to separate, to place a distinction, to present a boundary. The Qur'an uses the same root when it says, Daraba Allahu mathalan. Allah sets forth a parable. It is never about punishment. It is about placement. This verse does not describe ownership of a partner. It describes functional guardianship over a soul in temporary imbalance. When the verse says, Wadribuhuna, is to set space between you, to apply a pause of protection, a moment of lawful distance, not to punish, but to reveal what is veiled. Because when energy distorts, the first law is separation, not violence, not control. You must not stay close when you are not in rhythm, and you must not move forward when the law is veiled. And when trust can return, so may presence. In the system of Haqq, imbalance is never a path to nearness. It is always a signal to step back and re-establish the rhythm. It is not a sword, it is a scroll. A scroll does not wound. It repositions what is lost until the light can find its path again. The verse has been used like a weapon, a blade drawn in the name of authority, a sword handed to those unfit to carry divine weight. But the law of Haqq is never a sword. It is a scroll. It does not cut with force. It unfolds with precision. Each letter is measured. Each pause is permission. When Rijāl is misunderstood as dominance, the scroll curls back on itself. It conceals its meaning until the heart becomes still. Only the one who carries with restraint is trusted with its unfolding. You do not strike in divine law. You separate. You set apart. You hold the field without collapse. This is the law of functional containment, the restoration of balance when mercy is veiled. And Nisā is not a passive recipient of command, but the entrusted field, the veiled current that responds not to dominance, but to rhythm, to truth, to lawful tenderness. Together, Rijāl and Nisā are not combatants. They are paired roles within the sacred circuit of restoration. Not man and woman, not husband and wife, but polarity in trust. This is why the scroll must be read slowly, with your spine aligned, your breath calm, your ego quiet. When the flame of Haqq speaks, you do not raise your voice, you bow your soul. That is why this verse was veiled until now, so it could only be read by the ones who would never misuse it. Qur'an chapter 4, verse 34 is not a verse about control or dominance. It is instead a verse about balance, responsibility, and the pursuit of harmony within families and communities. It calls for men and women to recognize and appreciate their different yet equally important roles in building a just and loving society. It is time to reclaim the true meaning of this verse, to move beyond harmful misinterpretations, and to embrace the Qur'an's message of love, compassion, and mutual respect. It is time to heal the wounds caused by years of misunderstanding and to work together to build a world where the dignity and worth of every human being is honored and celebrated. Let us remember that the Qur'an is a book of guidance, mercy, and wisdom. Let us approach it with open hearts and minds, seeking understanding and striving to live out its message of peace and justice in all aspects of our lives. Let us work together to build a world where the true meaning of Qur'an, chapter 4, verse 34, and all the Qur'an's teachings can shine brightly, illuminating the path towards a more just and compassionate future for all.